And speaking of orgy,
yeah. What a good segue. That's a good.
Man, listen, are we on yet?
Yeah,
we on.
We are ready to go in.
All right, okay. Speaking of the orgy, the NFL homie. Have you read the story, Laiya? This is like right up your lane.
Wait, are we starting the show right now?
I think they said we on.
We're on recording, so we.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to QLS. Hit it, Phonte.
Okay. Welcome to QLS Live.
Up and shit.
We about to talk about the NFL orgy from last night.
Right. Coming up later in the show, Ashley Graham, but let's catch up.
Yes.
Ashley Graham is coming up.
But
okay,
Phonte was talking about something important. Go ahead.
Listen, have you heard this shit? Like, have you read the story?
NFL.
No.
Man, so it's the nigga Earl. Oh my God, I don't follow sports, but anyway, an NFL player.
Yes.
Left his house.
Richie, yes.
Yeah, his wife. He leaves the house, tells his wife he's going wherever. I don't know.
Earl Thomas
tells his wife he's going wherever. He ends up at an Airbnb with his brother, and they, getting the trizzy come on and ride that train and ride it with some ladies, and the wife shows up with a firearm of sorts
and some other weapons.
And so, all right.
I think she had some knives as well.
No.
Shout out to my Latina sisters that know.
No.
It might have been some cutlery. Yeah, bro. It got real. So, but then homie put out a statement. He was like, yeah, let me just get in front of this. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to just pray for us because things like this just happen. No, nigga, they don't just happen. This is a plan.
And was you having
an this happened during Super Bowl week?
Nah, this was what? I don't know. What,
no,
this was last night.
Oh,
or was it? It broke last night.
I'm sorry. I Googled NFL and orgy, and then a whole bunch of stories to show.
So he went to an orgy with his brother, and then his wife showed up at the orgy.
His wife showed up.
By the way, thrifty.
At the Airbnb, because imagine, I'm just thinking how cheap that Airbnb was right now.
That she walked in.
Or like those rates got to be a great right now, bro.
Orgy, one of the filters.
Like that nigga was probably in a 5-bedroom, like 4-bathroom. That shit probably was $30.
I read that. I remember thinking, I know Brenda Ritchie was impressed.
Yeah. So
wait, what's she got to do with it?
Oh yeah, Brenda Ritchie. She's
do you not recall the
pull-up pioneer?
What?
Oh, pull up. Okay.
Shout out to Sophia Ritchie's mother.
Pull-up pioneer, you said.
Yeah. I remember that story. I was like, damn, she pulled up on that nigga liner.
And then she beat them both up, like physically, no weapons.
I'm neutral.
Yeah.
That's fine. This is the news. Sorry.
Okay.
All night long.
Are you wearing your Shirley Chisholm shirt right now?
Yes. Holy shit. Okay, pause. We had a bet who would notice whose shirt first. Whether my shirt, which is dope, was noticed first, or fucking Shirley Chisholm was noticed first. And lo and behold, it's because of boobs.
I was going to say, your H and your P ain't popping right now.
But Amir, are you seeing the trick of his shirt though? Do you know the story? See, because I didn't get it. It took me. Phonte,
not seeing my shirt.
They're not seeing. I won.
And there's a on-off switch in the middle, so it would read hip hop backwards if you're looking through Zoom. And so the story behind the shirt is I was watching the Jersey Shore, and Pauly D was wearing the shirt. So my girlfriend bought it for me because when you get drunk and watch the Jersey Shore, you'll buy just about anything.
She brought that for you?
Yeah.
Word. All right. Shout out to girlfriends buying their Bose clothes. I'm rocking a towel right now.
Yep.
She brought.
You're wearing the same thing that your girlfriend wore the last time I saw you.
Oh yeah, we're in the rocking his and her matching outfit phase right now.
You're back to being the only black man in Albuquerque yet again, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah, man. You
have a lot of topaz jewelry. Don't answer that.
Yep. Topaz jewelry.
Turquoise.
So tell us, Amir. So what's the thing with? I've been knowing you wearing your crystals and stuff. Like, what's the reasoning?
Nah, I'm a grade school meditator.
Okay.
Nah, we got our daily routine. I'm actually failing at it because now that I don't have, back when I was on the old life routine, you know, one of her requirements was that, you know, we do an activity in the morning. That's like
requirement.
Mm.
She's kind of like Nanny McPhee.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
It's not the one that gets prettier the more that you clean up the house, is it? That's not that
Wow.
one, right?
No, I just been, you know, I mean, she comes in like I would say what I'm trying to figure out the Disney character where she comes
Mary Poppins.
like kind of like Mary Poppins. She's you know, she came in, she's like, all right, you ain't all these calories you didn't take in, we taking that out. We're gonna, you know, switch your diet up. We're gonna start doing yoga, we're gonna start meditating, we're gonna start, you know.
Is you doing downward dog? You down warrior pose?
You know what? I don't know the titles of these joints.
The answer is maybe.
Nah, yoga, or as black people call it, stretching. Shit.
That's what I'm doing.
That's really all it is. I just be stretching. I stretch till it hurt, then I leave it alone.
Wondering about you.
No,
Phonte.
that's hard, man. My first time doing it. There's an exercise where you're just supposed to run your thumbs and your two fingers up a wall like this. Like you do simple things.
Yoga.
That ain't yoga. That's okay. It's great. Go ahead, tell us though. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is yoga. It's part of it. I'm not demonstrating. You do this thing up a wall, and then you're supposed to hold this pose forever. And 3 minutes in, it's the equivalent of like holding a grand piano. Like it's some hard ass shit.
So like, cause you got to be parallel to the wall, and you.
Yes, exactly.
That's
your muscles kill you.
Nah, that's some football shit. We would do that. Yeah, that shit's real. That's hard as fuck.
Phonte. I was worried about Phonte though. So what you doing in the house to keep yourself right and tight up and down? You out there? What y'all doing?
I do my walks. My eating is pretty much. So the crazy thing was, like, when we first started, I lost, like, I mean, I was already going to the gym and shit, and I was dropping weight, but then I ended up losing probably like another 10 just on the strength of not eating out. Yes. So, you know what I mean? So not going to restaurants and shit, like I dropped it like that. But then I think maybe after like the first month, my body got used to not eating out. So I probably picked up like probably 3, you know what I mean? So I saw that and I was like, all right, I'm creeping up a little bit. Let me get back on it. So pretty much just trying to move every day, walking. The diet is pretty much the same. In terms of the food, whatever, ain't too much change with that. So we ain't eating out, you know what I mean? But it's starting to, I'm back into my stride now. But between that, I try to do like what Amir was saying. I try to start every day, every morning, with just before I pick up anything, before I pick up a phone, before I check the time, anything, I start with just a minimum of just 10 deep breaths and just try to think of something positive. Like it can be anything. It can be my son graduating, or, my car is clean. I mean, just whatever, just some kind of positive image or something, some kind of positive energy. And I just think about that and just take 10 deep breaths while you think about that.
Is graduating?
Thanks to the Rona, I think he is.
You want to
listen? Yeah, man. So my oldest son, I think they last day of school for the year, I think it's the 15th. Matter of fact, I think, that's a couple of days.
This is like now.
Yeah, so this is his senior year, and I talked to him like a couple of days ago, and he said he was doing all right, but I think this is it for him. So he has to graduate. So
he don't get no prom.
Actually saved him.
Yeah, he don't get no prom. He don't get no.
He's
graduation.
my son. He's my son. We don't care.
He wasn't. You didn't go.
We don't care. He wasn't going.
He don't care
at all.
Come on, Phonte.
I didn't go to my prom.
Don't not matter.
Come on, Phonte.
No, dude, this is him telling me this. Now, granted, when I was in high school, I didn't go to the prom because I thought about all the money I was going to have to spend. I was like, nigga, them tapes I can be buying. Fuck all that. So, you know what I mean? That's music I can be buying. I ain't renting all that shit now. So I didn't go to my stuff, but when it came to him, I was talking to him the other night, and I said, well, man, he's like, yeah, we probably won't get to graduate. And I said, he said, well, yeah, Dad. He's like, I don't care about graduation. I just want my diploma. I didn't want to go to graduation, no way. I said, you are certainly my son.
I was about to say, that's your son.
What does he want to do now?
I don't know. Let's hopefully get this diploma, and then we're gonna be filling out some applications.
I'm about to say, shouldn't that kind
college?
Of things to get, college applications.
Slow down.
Before.
Slow down.
No.
Slow down.
You don't have to. I know it's a new time. It's a new. Kids are different.
It's a new time. God had to sit in the plague for this nigga to graduate. I think college is that's a little further down the road.
No, you know what's something though. All right, so when I stop doing this, okay, well this will be on. This is
right. When you stop doing this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I stop doing this, I'm gonna give a commencement speech.
Ooh.
To UMass, and my message is that even though they're not having their pomp and circumstance moment, and a lot of them are home with their parents right now. Like in college, normally it's like you graduate, you get your receipt.
Right.
And then and then you try to figure out what you're going to do in life. Meanwhile, the world's passing you by. And anyone graduating this year, actually, no, I mean, but the thing is that, since the world has quote unquote stopped, this gives this generation a chance to really think and ponder on the next steps that they're going to do without the pressure of, I got to make it happen, or like I get into this law firm, or I got to get to, that sort of thing. So
because everybody on timeout, everybody trying to figure out what.
So he can actually take time to figure out like what are his passions or his
passion is music. You know what I mean? He wants to do music, and again, this was nothing that I forced it on him.
I know it ain't.
That's just what he wanted to do, and so my thing is just always, well, if you want to do it, you just got to do it. You know what I mean? And him and another one of my homies, he has a son and they rap together. And I was talking to him that night, and he said, "Man, your son is dope." I said, "Man, he ain't let me hear nothing. He won't."
New brother.
Yeah.
Right. It's the new little brother. Little brother. But he, you know what I mean? But he won't let me hear nothing. And I tried to say him like, "Yo, man, your first songs are gonna suck. It's gonna be bad. It's cool. I just want to hear it." But he won't let me play nothing.
The pressures of when Drake's favorite rapper is your daddy. That must suck.
I maybe so. But hopefully I want him to figure it out. I don't think college, me and my wife was talking earlier, I don't think college, I think they about to have a hard time because everybody's learning online. What the fuck
mad that they not getting what they paying for.
Yeah, like what am I gonna pay to go to school online at Harvard when I can do that shit at Everest or fucking whoever or community college?
Education.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the same shit. Like, nigga, I ain't paying for that. So it's just gonna be an interesting time, man. But he's gonna graduate. Nice. So I'm thankful.
Steve, how's life?
Everything's fine, right?
Wait, are you asking me?
Right. Steve, have you been outside of the house?
No, not too much. I pace a lot inside the house, and
Steve, I'm worried about you. You put up a whole new picture for us, like.
No, these pictures have been here.
Not the dog one.
No, not
yes,
not
I had
you
the
and the
virtual
dog. Can you
background.
show people the you and the dog? Look at that, a young Steve.
Steve's never young. He just stayed for his whole life. He was born.
No, I but with regards to the taking care of yourself thing, I can't. I tried to stretch the other day, and I hurt my back. and I can't mess with my back. If my back goes downhill during this shit, that's bad. What? Yeah. It's called sciatica. Look it up.
Oh, I forgot you got that too. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. So is it something that is kind of reoccurring? Does it flare up or whatever and then go away? How does it work?
It's you just never know. Like you could sneeze and it'll come back, but it's all varying degrees of it.
So it's like a tightening of the muscles, or
it's the sciatic nerve that runs.
Yes,
across
a nerve.
The lower back and down both your legs.
Stop talking about it. I think I'm gonna catch it.
And it's nothing you can
not
do.
A virus.
Like weed don't help or nothing. Like it's just
no. If
clearly
it's
not.
But the only time I ever really had it bad, Amir remembers. It's the only time I ever took off work. Was I had to go get you have to go get shots in your back or whatever they're called. I forget.
Steroid.
The steroid, not cortisone.
Yeah.
Cortisone. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah, but so the other day I was trying I'm gonna do yoga. I'm gonna stretch. Like everybody's yogaing, and I literally did like one neck. I was like, let me just turn my neck this way, and then I felt my back get all fucked up. I was like,
you can't do yoga without no guidance. You can't guess at what yoga is. I'm gonna just try this and think that that's it. You can't do that anyway.
It's all right. I'm getting a lot of exercise. I pace from one side to the other, back and forth all day long. It's amazing.
It's called being erotica.
I'm all caffeined up and high and just pacing a lot. I'm probably doing miles a day.
Ooh,
I should have one of those things where they count your footsteps, because I can guarantee I'm walking a few miles in this place.
They haven't had pedometer. Okay, they just Ashley Graham is here. Can we let Ashley Graham in before?
Can we bring her in?
Let's bring in Ashley.
Steve gives me a whole ailment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we bringing in our special guest, world-renowned model and host of Pretty Big Deal. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ashley Graham to Questlove Supreme live on Fridays.
Hello, hello, hello.
What up? What up?
I love this grand entrance. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's exciting.
We can hear you.
There she go.
Oh, we can see you.
You know,
Steve, she just outdid you with the cow and the pig in the background.
Yeah, I have a Dalmatian and a Suga.
Well, your Dalmatian and Suga are super cute. This is a pig,
cows.
a couple cows and a pig, and that's how you know I am quarantined in Nebraska.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Don't you don't need to make
yay.
This is great.
no.
Hey, it has begun.
Are you in a hotel or something like that, or is
No.
it actually in your own?
You know what? I actually I went to high school in Nebraska, and I just had a baby about 3 months, maybe almost 4 months ago, and my mom was in Brooklyn with me and my husband, and she said, all right, you know what? Things are starting to really rev up. Why don't we just go back to the house? And I said, let's do it. And she said, but we're not flying. We're driving.
Whoa.
Yes. So we actually drove 20 hours from Brooklyn to Lincoln, Nebraska. And
with a baby?
With a yeah, he was about 2.5 months. But it's easy with a baby, especially if you're breastfeeding. It's like you just pull over, you pop the boob in his mouth, he eats, he goes back to sleep. No big deal.
That kind of sounds like my life now, actually.
I didn't want to say, but it's good over here.
Ain't too much change. Ain't too much change.
Just walk in, Grace. Grace is
if I can't see Grace crawl on the floor no more, please.
She said, just walk in.
I'm all alone. I can't think about boobs at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But anyway, so yeah, and you know, my husband and my baby and I, we just took over the basement, my mom's basement, and it's bigger than my apartment in New York City. And my mom and boyfriend are living on, and her boyfriend are living on top, and I've got so much wide open space. It's just I've got space, and with a newborn, it's kind of a necessity right now.
Wait,
do you see yourself returning to New York, like whenever this passes? Like, do you see yourself going back?
I watched your guys' episode where everybody was talking about how everybody over 35 is probably not going to come back to New York. Mm-hmm. I'm 32, and I'm already kind of looking at property in other states as well.
Amen.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, because I live in Dumbo, and I feel like I'm right there, and Brooklyn is is an epicenter for Corona right now, and I've got friends that are there, and they're like, when you leave your house, it's weird, like, and if you don't have a mask on, your people will shame you, and you should be wearing a mask anyways, but like, that's just not the life I want to live, especially during the summer.
Straight up.
Yeah, that mask is hot as shit, yo. I don't know about y'all, but I'll be running to the car like,
There's someone that
and the mask will tell you the truth about your breath as well.
That part.
It will let you know the uncut truth about your breath situation.
Yes, because personal hygiene has been an issue during.
Yeah, someone's had around here where I am in Westchester. They had their mask on in the car, and then they fell out and crashed into a tree. So I mean, that's been happening a lot. Like, people have been.
We talk about the mask in the car. Why do you have to wear the mask in the car?
I think that's totally unnecessary. Unless you're gonna have other people in the car, which kind of.
I think certain people feel as though, if the window's down or whatever, I don't know, but they had the mask on in the car. So
you gotta be careful. It's a whole placement thing. You can't put them on top of your glasses, or you fog yourself out.
You gonna fog
yourself.
Like, yeah, that's a problem for me.
It's simple
because my glasses are steamed up. Wait, Ash, I gotta tell you. So you often work out on IG.
With worked Justin. Out with you this morning.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the ad-listing.
With our friend Angela Rodden, and you're a G because she's hardcore.
No.
And I look at Justin, I'm like, yo, just like it tires me out watching y'all work. I'm not working out with you. I'm actually just watching. Like,
you're one of those people that's just like commenting, like, yeah, so hard.
Doing that.
That's my version of workout. Watching.
Angela's workouts kill me. Like,
she's hardcore.
What's her name? What's her name, y'all?
Angela Davis.
Angela Davis, yes.
She is so amazing. Like, and then the positivity that just radiates out of her. Like, I want to curse at her and I want to be like, nah, I'm not doing this. And then she's like, you are better than your circumstances. You can do this. Speak life into yourself. Do you want to break this barrier? Break it on your own. And I'm just like, oh God, okay, here we go.
No, you remember back in the early 90s, there was that Stop the Insanity woman with the blonde hair?
Yeah. With this, she was with this really Susan Powder.
I don't know, but she's the black version of that. Like,
oh wow!
And if you're not doing it, she will come up to the screen.
Oh God!
I love
the microphone. The microphone is like really intense.
Yeah, she got the Judy Time Life My Prerogative microphone.
P.S. If you want to follow her, y'all, it's Angela Manuel Davis. I'm just saying, I already have Angela. Manuel.
Yeah, Angela Davis.
Incredible. So every Friday, her and I do a 15-minute cardio blast, and then my husband Justin has been joining me, and he's ripped. He's in shape.
Oh, yeah.
And he still has
a
hard time. Thank you. He still has a hard time keeping up with her. So, but we got to do what we got to do.
I appreciate
shout
you
out
and your
to you
honesty.
because I was like, if y'all survive Angela Davis, then y'all serious about this because Angela's hardcore.
Actually, one thing I wanted to ask, as we have people on the show, when was the moment for you that you realized that like Corona was real? Like when you started seeing, I guess, stuff close or whatever. Like when did you have that realization? Like, oh shit, we're gonna be here for a minute.
March Thursday, and it was a Thursday. I know it was a Thursday because we left on a Friday. It was a 12th because we left on Friday the 13th. And when you're packing up a bag and you're like, oh, we rented a car and we're driving cross country to go leave my home that I've been in I've lived in New York for almost 20 years. That kind of hit home for me. But when I was in Nebraska, probably 1 week after that, and I knew I wasn't going to be going back to Brooklyn, then it started hitting home. And unfortunately, Justin and I had a couple of friends that passed away from COVID, and then it hurts even more. Then it's not just something that's like one person, a 1 degree of separation removed. It's now this is real, and it is really affecting. It's not just on the news anymore. It's affecting us personally. So it's been hard, but we've been trying to really stay positive and be mindful through it as well.
I can dig it.
Yeah. What about you?
My personal moment I knew it was real was when they canceled South by Southwest. I mean, like we had.
But think of how much money they lost.
Yeah, I mean, it was like venues there that were like, South by accounted for like 20% of their bottom line for the whole year. Mm-hmm. So we had like 2 shows. Me and my band, Little Brother, we had 2 shows. We had Philly and Baltimore on the March 5th and 6th. Mm-hmm. And even when we did those, it was like, okay, I think this is probably gonna be the last hurrah for a minute. You know what I mean? But we did them that 5th and 6th and came home that 7th. And then that was when I called our agent. We canceled all our European gigs and everything because South by was like, I was like, if they cancel South by, Coachella's next. And if they cancel Coachella, 2020 is fucking over. And
yeah, we just went to a Christian Scott concert. He had like a little, it was right across the street from, the West Village Fat Black Pussycat. Okay, it was across the street, and Justin and I love Christian Scott, and I mean, there was probably about 100 people in that little room, and I was looking around like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get corona. Like it was like,
oh yeah, it's the Blue Note. She's talking about the Blue Note, which is like,
oh, you're talking about the Blue Note. Oh.
Yes, the Blue Note. Yes.
It's real. Yeah, it's very claustrophobic.
Tight.
Super
it's a jazz club. It's a jazz club. Yeah.
Yes. And I remember I was just so fearful. And then it was that Friday. I think his concert was like on a Monday or Tuesday. It was that Friday that we left. And he even said he'd had a concert that was coming up in Philly and it was getting canceled. It was just, it's such a strange thing that you can have so much of your year planned and then have it just all collapse right in front of you.
Man, listen.
It's real in the field. Yo, so what do you, I know that at least for the first week or so, a lot of us were panicking or sort of in our heads to figure out what's next, you know, survival for our families and all those things. But now that we've at least been in this for 40 days or whatnot, like, what are you thinking about as far as your future and your career is concerned? Like, how do you turn this around?
I mean, she just had a baby too, so it was like
already thinking about that.
Right,
yeah.
So, do you even get time out to have a creative moment just to figure out like what your life is now, or is it just constantly 24/7?
Baby.
Yeah.
Well, the silver lining in all of this is that I'm getting the maternity leave that I didn't think I was going to get.
Let's talk about
it. Yeah.
Straight up. Blessings.
And you have to look at the silver lining when it comes to something like this. So I'm getting that. It's funny because New York is such a static, overwhelming, but positive, and it can be so influential on any kind of creativity that you're looking for. But for me, having left New York, whether it was a pandemic or not, it was something that I needed right now to be creative, because I've now gone back to simpler times, and it's not as much about like who I am on the exterior when I'm having to do interviews or be on TV. Like, I'm really going back to the simpler times of how I was raised, hard work, ethics. Nebraska is one of the top 5 happiest states of America. Like, wow. I know. So I feel like I'm getting creatively charged in a different way here. And I am really thankful for that. As far as like my actual career goes, I think I'm just taking it step by step like everybody else. There's nothing I can actually say definitively. I mean, I am incredibly tech savvy now, and I never was. I know how to Zoom, like, except I forgot to push.
How many Zooms a day?
I'm averaging like 3 to 5.
Shit, that's pretty extensive.
Have you changed are you doing your podcast via Zoom now?
Yes, pretty big deal. We are doing, we're still figuring out exactly. We don't know if we want to do it on Zoom or another platform, but we just ended the 2nd season, and we were going to end anyways because of Le Bébé. So, so we're figuring all of that out.
Is it been anything that you and your husband have learned about each other that you didn't know now that y'all around each other 24/7?
Or stuck with each other 24/7?
You can't hide your crazy.
Here's my husband now.
Well, we should ask him the same question. Hey, Justin.
Yeah. Oh no. Honestly,
blackness.
No.
Blackness.
Yes. Blackness.
Yes.
Come on, man.
What up? What up?
What up, though?
You know, I think they asked something that we've learned about each other during this quarantine, that if we don't have date night, we are going to fight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, see, date night is real?
Yeah.
Especially now when you got a kid, you really got to have date night. Like,
you have to
have it.
You got to have it. Yeah, well, I got children. They ain't kids no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boys are 19 and 14.
Oh.
Do not
I came up in the South.
Unpaid bill?
I have 2 girls. They're 7 and 9.
Oh.
You got 4 girls. You better get used to saying that.
I have a girlfriend who has 2 kids. I have 4 girls. So fuck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Veterans.
Steve.
And then the rest of us are just,
At the top of
up here we live in the single.
I have a dead dog.
Amir's wearing a rug.
Once again, we can see you crawling on the floor.
Yeah, Gracious, come on.
So Grace, get in here.
Grace,
no, that was
Grace, you got to get in here.
Yeah, what if
get in
Grace.
Yo, are you cutting Justin's hair, or Justin? Do you know how to cut your hair?
Are you kidding me? You think he's gonna let me touch his hair?
I was curious. I was like, dudes are going through it right now. Y'all is
real
Frederick Douglassy.
Yo, this is the sign of loyalty. I'm holding out for my barber.
Well, I cut my own hair normally, so I just haven't made the time.
Okay, it looks good. It's all right.
You know why? Because
I like a little lift and a little curl.
Little curl. The issue is like the barbers that I was going to back in New York when they were open, those dudes would not respect the whole idea of an appointment. So I went to.
Were they Dominican barbers? Were they Dominican?
I can't confirm or deny that. Like,
my man, say no more. Say no more.
No. The point being, I went to art school. I figured it can't be that much harder than a pencil to make a line. So, you only have 1 or 2 really high pressure times to mess up. After that, you don't mess up and you got it. And you saved a lot of money and time.
That's what's up, man.
Okay, my daddy got a plug in the back of his head. So.
Hey, man, Marvin Gaye hat until I see my barber again. That's all.
You got a long. You have a long breadth, Quest.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's been a minute. I'm starting to get scared because my hair is braided now.
Oh, okay.
But my fear is that any longer, and these will be dreadlocks in a second.
Yo, me too. This is only a 1-month hairstyle. It's been like 3-4.
Right.
Oh, word. Oh,
yeah.
Yo, this is actually my back hair growing up from my back.
Wait,
to my
I gotta
head.
ask. Wait, between you and Gerard on the Tonight Show, both your hair has grown massively. Like what? How? Like
I'm a chia pet, motherfucker.
Just add
I
water.
told you that.
Hey, Justin, Ashley, that is Steve.
Yes.
Fucking chia pet.
Justin and Ashley, how is it being parents for the first time?
Y'all let me know when when the conversation turns to racial. I'll be back.
Oh
no, let's go. It's always racial.
Racial.
Because I was about to ask you, what is it like for a black man in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Yeah. Also, with cows on the wall.
And where do you find a barber in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Yeah, like who bought the painting?
Like a lot of cows on the wall outside and white people. Let's get into it.
Well.
And then he sips.
I mean, just by virtue of me and Isaac coming to the city, I think we raised the population by 20%. But
so hair care products hard and
no. They got Miss Jessie's and all that in the CVS, so we're good.
Justin, you ain't got no Miss Jessie's hair.
Yeah.
You ain't got no Miss Jessie's hair. But all right, we're gonna let that. Not from here. But maybe
I mean, Miss Jessie's can turn into Murray's. Like,
hey, yes, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry.
They ain't got Duke. But
okay, you got some curls. I see your looseness in your curl. You about a 3C. I got it. All right.
A 3C.
3C.
I'll come back when it's done, and then you'll see the effects. But I mean, it's not terrible. It's not like the Deep South where you sort of look over your shoulder. You just are in the supreme ethnic minority. But I don't feel any kind of static or crooked looks. It's more like, oh, another one. We haven't seen this one before.
Well, let me ask. Ash, does Lincoln know that you're in town?
Yeah.
Or are you like, can you sneak in places and stuff?
Well, sneak in places, we're not really going anywhere.
Well, yeah. I forgot.
CVS, you be in a CVS.
Right, CVS.
But the places we have gone, yes, it's like, oh, and it, people come and say hi or they're polite and they ask for a photo from a social distancing photo. We've been asked that. But people are cool. But I always tell him, like, he's the one who makes it obvious that it's me.
If they're not sure that it's her, they're looking like,
oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh, because of the black husband?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Where did y'all meet?
Church in New York City.
Shut up. For real?
There's churches in New York. Wow.
Like a black church?
Wait. I was like, where's this church in New York?
Yeah, I'm like, it's churches in New York.
There's churches in New York City.
No, don't think like the South where there's a brick and mortar. They rent out places like the Manhattan Center and things like that.
Okay, gotcha.
So I met her in the elevator specifically. She was going to the 6th floor. And I decided to ride the elevator a few times and make my acquaintance.
Shoot your shot. Shoot.
I
love it.
And Ashley, what was the winning moment? Like, how did you know? You were like, all right, I'll give you my number.
When did I give you my? Oh, I gave him my number over Facebook. I thought. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was before it was weird to talk on social media, and now it's normal to talk on social media. I think they went through a wave.
Oh wait, so we are making up like what's our alibi going to be like?
Yeah. 100%. Because when he wrote me on Facebook, he acted as if I was the elevator lady because I was volunteering that day at church, handing out candy, being like, "Hello, welcome, and come to the 6th floor."
And I was the bouncer.
And you card.
Wait, y'all in a church that has 6 stories?
It was the Manhattan Center. We went to church.
Okay. Makeshift.
Rented it out every Sunday, one of those things. So anyways, so he hit me up on Facebook, and I ended up giving him my number because he was really witty, and he was like, XO, security guard. And I was like,
I don't remember the XO. I've logged off of Facebook since, but
slid in the DMs.
Slid right through the DMs, I'm saying.
Slid in the DMs. I love it.
Shout out to Otis, the elevator manufacturer, for bringing us together.
Whoever Otis is, right? Whoever he is.
Whoever Otis is.
Weird. 10 years later, here we are with a baby.
Mm-hmm. Shit, that's crazy. Man. 10 years.
Yeah.
Where you from, Justin?
I'm from PG County, Maryland.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, Jesus. Virtual
Look
high
at you.
Word up.
Okay, PG
He's from
County.
everywhere like
She's
you.
from 10 different states on the eastern
by the way,
seaboard.
PG
Literally with
County,
every
where are
guest,
you
she's like,
from?
Mrs. Me Too.
You're from Maryland too?
From the DMV. I lived in Fort Washington. My mama lived right down the street from the MGM. Okay, so what do we say?
I don't know, like you.
The DMV. Listen,
no,
it's the DMV. So when I say I'm from DC, I'll be like, yes, I went to high school at Benjamin Banneker. That's DC, but we lived in Maryland. But I lied about my address because that was a better school. What do you need? What do you want from me?
Okay.
What high school did you go to, Justin?
I homeschooled. Little known fact.
Oh,
wow.
Damn, you futuristic.
That face. Look at all the eyebrows up in the air. Everybody's eyebrows up here.
Because that's all we're doing now. I homeschool all day.
I know, and now I'm laughing at all you suckers who made fun of me back in the early 90s. Now y'all got to get your little rugrats together. Are you really I'm here to do it.
Are you really good at spelling? Because everyone in the National Geographic Spelling Bee is homeschooled, and they all weird as fuck, but they can spell really well.
Really? I didn't know that.
Wait, all you parents,
kind of the change in your purse very fast.
All you parents, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the verifiable proof that the state needs that your kids actually understand the curriculum? Yeah. Like, what's the process?
I have no idea. Like for my son's school, they just pretty much move everything to pass fail. So it's just either you pass or you didn't, and he's doing good. So I'm like,
young for grades, so they don't give a shit.
Is that worrisome?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's really, man. I think it's really like kind of preparing them for life. Because I told my son, like in life, you don't have no report card. Money is your report card.
I'm not ready for this new way of thought.
So yeah, ain't no A, B, C, D. Nah, nigga. Either you pass or you didn't.
But how do they know the kid is doing the work and not the parent or somebody else? You know.
Trust me, no parent wants to be doing work right now. Period.
Trust me.
Sorry, I'm not doing it. It's not happening.
Yeah, I think in my case, they ain't got to worry about the parent doing the work because I can't do the work.
No, me too. Mixed fact.
That's why we was asking
none
Justin
of y'all
because he
learned the
also
new math.
Nope.
Hell no. Like the way they teach math now, like, man, fuck.
So wait, so this is the question so Justin, was you learning the new math before the rest of us? Because we didn't get the new math. Did you get the new math because you was homeschooled?
I was on the cusp of the new math, but math has never been my strong suit whatsoever.
Real life.
Yeah.
Hey, PG County, the largest black middle class in the country. I just like to shout that out.
That's true. That's true.
More millionaires per capita than anywhere else in the
country.
And they still don't have a Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods.
And it's really?
In the whole fucking county.
Okay, we get it. You're from the DMV. I get it.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying that how you got the largest black middle class with no good. They got one Wegmans, Ashley. One Wegmans.
I maintain that Laiya is a Philadelphian. That's all.
I am.
Claim that as her hometown too.
Yeah, I am. I do.
Well, Philadelphians to PGites, because like Maryland is broken up. Like if you say you're from PG County, people assume that you're from Baltimore, and there's really no correlation.
At all
whatsoever.
Totally different.
And
culture.
no gold teeth in PG.
Folks from Philly and then folks from Atlanta seem like cousins to PG. Don't you feel?
Ashley, do you have any idea what they're talking about?
No, but he talks about
especially because I went to college in Atlanta. So
I don't know. Thank you.
She claims Atlanta, Philly, LA.
No, I said I went to college in Atlanta, so I'm feeling Justin and what he's saying, the correlation.
Okay.
Man, y'all get on my nerves.
All right.
As
Atlanta too.
Black.
Ashley and oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, good.
Oh no, I was gonna ask Ashley and Justin. As an interracial couple, was there things that y'all had to learn about the other's family or side or whatever in order to relate to each other?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, go give that to Grandma.
Well, stay
Why
tuned for
doesn't
these.
Grandma have that?
She gave it to you.
No.
Are watching you.
Oh, come on.
Yo, you just won.
Oh my God, Ashley,
You just won, Phonte.
Oh my God.
This fun. You won.
Oh my God.
What? Okay, so Ashley, so what black customs or rituals did you have to learn when you married Justin?
Well, I got called out at my wedding by my sister-in-law by having not watched enough Bill Cosby episodes. And that was a part of her speech too. I was like, come on, girl.
Yeah, that didn't age well.
Yeah, I was about to say.
In the Cosby Show, you can't. You know what? You can't even refer to it as the Bill Cosby Show. You kind of the Huxtables.
Well, the yes.
Yes.
So there we go.
Yeah.
There's that, and then I mean, I don't know. There was not much that I had to like actually.
Have you seen all Spike Lee's movies or?
Not all of them, no.
But the
I
ones
don't
that
even
counted.
think that's necessary.
Well, the ones that counted, it is the ones that counted.
Wait, are other people in interracial relationships on here?
Hold on. I think Ashley's
No.
marriage is similar to my relationship to this show. Thank you.
Break it down,
Wait,
William.
your mom is Jamaican.
My stepmother is Jamaican, but that happened later in life and is not part of my upbringing. Thank you very much for pointing that out. But
Interesting.
I just can't play the song, man. I'm sorry.
no,
Right.
perfect time to cue the song. Anyway.
They just asked me if there was anything black related that I had to get accustomed to, and I just
Pink.
oh no, Marley, get out. There's the dog now.
That she had.
Just bring everybody in.
Did you make a good mac and cheese, Ash?
There is. The multitude of aunts and uncles.
Oh, but everybody's an auntie or an uncle, and not everybody's related. That
Right.
was-
Yes.
Oh, you learn what play cousins are.
Yeah. And also you will meet a junior, but there's nowhere to find a senior.
Yeah.
that's just junior. Senior don't exist. It's just
No, that's crazy. And Justin from PG, so his people black as hell. That's
Well,
yeah, on different level.
Say it one more time.
I was just saying you from PG, so your people are black as hell on different levels. Like you probably have some black and bougie, you have some black and hood, you got a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
Mixture.
it's tiered. But the thing I had to get used to was the time warp, right? It's not even time warp. It's like an alternate universe. You come here and you're completely inculcated in white culture, and you are like in the midst of it.
Mm-hmm.
Only reason I threw inculcated in there is because I was homeschooled.
I was about to say, yo, secretly, motherfucker, I was down here like, saw me look down here like, what's that word?
It was like you concentrate, you just fact check like
inculcated. Oh, that please, is that Latin? Can you give me the fucking whatever? Jesus.
I'll let Amir get back to you on that one.
Spoken like a true English major.
The switch, because I remember when I first came here, and went on a family excursion with everybody. We went to a pumpkin patch, and everybody was picking pumpkins in white as snow. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, what have I done?" But it was more like, and also Ashley fooled me when we met in the elevator. I was squinting.
You thought she was light skinned?
Yes.
Well, you know what?
I did too. Let's just be real. I
did.
We all had the
And then the body, it's a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck. It's like, wait.
So, you know, insofar as Ashley doesn't, and her family doesn't even sort of have that smell of whiteness. I mean, they're very white people, her family, but it's not like that air. it's not that air of I'm white. Who are you? And then but so I didn't feel her family having problems or Ashley having a problem, but just when you come in the multitude of everybody, it's like, okay, well, I'm not at home, although we are making this a home together and incorporating the two family values together.
And y'all families get along too? Y'all cool? Like the in-laws and everything?
His mom and dad came actually to Nebraska for about 10 days at the beginning of the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
That's trusting. I mean, yeah.
That's trusting.
They was at the wharf in DC, Justin. I'm just saying, you know, they were still going to the wharf for a long time.
The Wharf.
The Wharf. Are you in the house so much you don't know the Wharf in Southwest? Yes. Oh, never mind.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, it's not. They done built the Wharf up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they done. The Wharf is something that ain't what it used to be.
Where you go get your crabs.
Yeah, but the Wharf now, like hotel rooms in the Wharf is like $400 a night.
Yeah, no, it's fancy. It's fancy.
Real.
Gentrification hit DC hard, like pow.
Hard. You know what? The Gaylord and all that stuff in the National Harbor was where my backyard was. That's where I used to play in the woods.
Oh wow. Okay.
They just developed
by the MGM, Amir.
So what were you, Justin? She was, because Ashley was telling us that you like work out and super. Were you a track runner? Like, what was your athletic background?
Yeah, I was going to say shout out to you surviving Angela.
Yo, Angela's serious. She's great though.
Dog, your face. It was memes galore. It was like.
Oh no, you're about to be memed.
Yeah, dog, you could have been memed. You gotta watch your facial expressions because.
I have no athletic background. I just played basketball in the neighborhood, but I hung up my shoes you will not catch me playing basketball now.
But he's like boxing.
Yeah, I train at Gleason's when I'm back home.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
And I like playing tennis, and I just got introduced to pickleball, which is fun.
This is pickleball. What's
that? Nebraska.
What? Pickleball is a white folk sport, Phonte. That
clearly.
I mean, what is that, Bill?
No, we're about to take it right back. It's just like PK Subban on ice.
Yeah.
We're about to just take over this whole thing on the pickleball court, and they're gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is pickleball? What is
hit me, Bill? Hit me.
It's like paddleball. It's just
the white. Okay.
Screaming. It's just like paddleball, and it's like a shorter version of tennis, and there's a few different rules, but the people here love it.
It's a miniaturized tennis court, and you play with a hard racket on a wiffle ball, and it's fast paced. It's like blowing up table tennis.
Okay.
Justin dropped PK Subban and Inculcate in the same goddamn interview. I'm having
yeah, dog.
Great.
What's your memory, Bill? Your memory's awesome. You are.
Were you an English major, Justin? Was your English? Was that your thing?
No, I went to a private fine arts college undergrad, and then I had my master's at SVA in the city for social documentary filmmaking.
Duh.
Wow.
Damn, man.
I mean, thank God you just came into my interview.
Yeah.
All right. I just
forget you, Ashley. So anyway, Justin.
Yeah, so Justin.
I'm here for you, Ashley.
No, here, look. This is why. I wasn't sure she was still
I can't eat dairy anymore because Isaac was getting a little rash around his neck, so the pediatrician said stop eating dairy. So he came in and brought me some dairy-free yogurt.
And I wasn't sure if she was done or not, and I happened to hear husband, and I figured I'd peek in.
I appreciate it.
And then you all of a sudden showed up because we were talking about black stuff. It's fucking fantastic.
We thank you.
The Negroid radar went off.
Hey, I'm with you.
See, Phonte, that you can feel when something's happening.
Yeah. I'm like, let me check in on this.
Justin follows you on Instagram because I went to see who he was following, and he is following you.
Oh, you did, wife.
I went to. She was doing her research for this.
Yes,
that is some Scorpio shit.
Yes, it is. Scorpio.
Yeah, Capricorn gang over here, but I know you people very well. I know about Scorpio.
What are you?
I'm Capricorn.
Hey, when?
28th, from December 28th.
31st.
Oh, okay. Word up. Yeah, we got a birthday toast.
Yikes.
Yes. I love it.
I'm a quasi Capricorn.
No, we not.
Oh wow. Okay.
We're on the cusp.
We're on the cusp, but we way more Aquarius. We look for the Capricorn. Please help me.
Very Aquarius.
Yes.
Oh, we are. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We're Aquarians now.
Okay.
No, well, we enjoy this. We got to wrap up, correct?
We do. I was about to say, what y'all about to do? Justin,
I'm about to do a commencement speech in my towel.
Yeah. Tell them about
for real?
What'd you say?
Are you for real doing a commencement speech?
Yeah, I gotta. UMass wants me to speak and inspire the kids.
Are you gonna just riff, or you have a thing?
I got sort of a thing. Yeah, I'm not good at riffing, so I have something prepared.
Are you gonna really wear that? Or
yeah, absolutely.
No, I wasn't in crack. I just didn't know what the.
I wear that.
Mexico. I'm Questlove. Here is now.
No, for real.
Your arms are so skinny.
Dude, like for real, these are my favorite towels, and they also make ponchos. So,
that almost looks like, what's those things like? I can't remember the formal title, but it's those things, we call it the white dashiki.
Oh yeah.
The drug rug. The
white boys wear, the stoners.
The white boys, the white dashiki.
Steve, what is that called?
Oh, the
like
people that wear these bracelets.
Yeah,
and have hacky sack.
They play hacky sack. I'm about to say hacky sack.
Amir, did you get out of the shower and just
listen to Sublime? Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
And those jeans. What are the jeans with the big ass like what are they?
The Junko jeans.
JNC. Yes.
Fresh Jive t-shirt. Yeah.
Ashley, before we go, Ashley, do you think you'll once the world opens back up at some point, is acting something you ever thought about, like moving into? Is that something that interests you?
I'm really good at being myself. I'm like impeccable at being me.
No.
Unless if somebody writes a piece for me, like if somebody writes something for me, then I'm totally into it.
Filmmaker, actor.
Can I just ask?
Working on something.
Maybe something's in
Maybe
the
we're
that
working
might be done.
Hey.
Nebraska.
I saw Justin's face like shine, like he knew something, but I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You didn't hear it here first.
Damn, yo. Now I feel
exclusive.
Hey, Justin,
you have your masters. You have your masters in making documentaries. Now I feel like I need to send you my doc.
You should.
I just finished it this morning, so.
Wow!
Congratulations.
I'm excited.
Well, I mean, it's as much. I'm finished it as far as it can go without the principal characters. Say it again.
Which one?
The one formerly known as Black Woodstock. I'm giving it a new name.
Got it.
Oh, you put something about this on your Instagram a while ago, didn't you?
Yeah, we right during the week of shutdown, like I lost Stevie Wonder and Harry Belafonte and Mavis Staples and Gladys Knight. So when this opens and I talk to those four, then the movie's finished.
Hi, Grace.
Hi, Grace.
Yeah, we can see it in the back.
Yeah, I feel your pain. man. Because there's some I'm waiting on completing once this thing lifts too, for a project I'm working on. So
yeah, so
we can IMDb you, Justin. We can IMDb you.
It needs updating.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, quarantine, Nebraska. Time to IMDb.
Exactly.
Use
your time.
Yes.
I did.
I'm just saying. Can I just ask one surfacey question? I'm sorry. It's just because my girlfriends will kill me if I don't ask Ashley this. Because number one, I was going to ask, did she wake up like this morning? Or is that a lie? Or I'm confused.
Nah, I ain't gonna front. I thought you had the Snapchat filter on, Ashley.
Are you kidding me?
I like Ashley jumping on with the Snapchat filter.
No, my girlfriend said she wanted me to ask you about your skin, but she said if this bitch say that she just drink water, I'm gonna have a whole conniption.
Oh, fruits and berries.
So, yes,
juices and berries.
Juices and berries.
First of all, tell your friends I said thank you. Second of all, tell them I just do a lot of like light treatments. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the red light and the blue light therapy. And now that we can't go to facialists, they have this mask that you can actually have red light and blue light on. You can get it on violetgray.com. It is amazing, and it helps with fine lines and acne and all that stuff.
Wait, Laiya, you're like rushing to copy this down. Mm-hmm. This is your actual podcast. you can watch the information over again.
Yeah, but sometimes I forget stuff, so I got to get it when I remember. Or you say Violet Gray?
Violet Gray, yeah. They have all the best beauty products. It's amazing.
Yeah, sometimes the ganja get to me. You do the ganja? It's like Justin do the ganja. But
it does not agree with me.
What?
It doesn't. Either I feel nothing, then you got to overcompensate, and then I get immediately sick.
And then he throws up, and it's so annoying, and it ruins it for everyone.
Yeah,
then you got a babysitter.
Real talk. Oh.
And that's when Ashley decided I'll just do this with my girls.
Laiya, actually. Yeah, I'm past my beginner stage too. Like,
oh, I know.
It doesn't affect me anymore.
Now you take mushrooms and sit in the cardboard castle. Am I right? Right? Right. I think I'm right. And that's not or anything. That's a real statement. Mushrooms in the cardboard castle.
Microdosing is kind of where it's at though. Right?
Microdosing?
Amir.
Absolutely.
I gotta do.
He has to applaud New Yorkers at 7:00.
That's when we know the show is over.
Oh wow.
You got to do it for Justin and Ashley since they can't be there. That's nice.
Nice to meet you, Justin and Ashley. See you around.
Bye. Nice to meet you, Sugar.
Peace. Take care.
See you, Steve. Yeah, but yeah, microdosing is that's what's up.
That's just a little bit of weed.
It's just a little weed or shrooms.
Just a little bit.
Context clues. I had no idea.
You were there.
So
no, he knows what microdosing is,
What
because
is
it's when they just took like a little tincture and they put it in the tongue, and it was shrooms. I think they did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's mega dosage. It's just a
no,
lot.
They give you
small.
a little bit of something.
Small.
And
it just opens up your
small.
She was actually taking Adderall, and now she doesn't have to take it because she just does microdosing. I don't know.
Yo, no, seriously. There was actually a piece I read about that. They're now using like psychotropics to like help people. You know what I'm saying, with like mental problems and stuff, and like they're seeing more. They're seeing the shit work. Like it's crazy.
One of my professors in grad school, his son had an issue with addiction, and he actually went to South America and did ayahuasca.
Yep.
Wow.
So, is that like peyote?
Can't do weed, but curious about DMT. It's weird.
One day, all right. One day, Laiya, I'm gonna take you to a sound bath.
I would love
that.
Ooh, we did a sound bath 3 days before I gave birth, and it was amazing.
Okay, now what is a sound bath?
Come here. All right, so now you got to get in it. You can't crawl around no more.
I love that we had everybody's significant others on today. Aldea's in the background somewhere.
Sorry.
Autumn came through.
Autumn was here.
I peeped Autumn.
Yeah, Autumn said that she was. Do you guys see Club MTV with Keke Palmer? Right? Did you see it?
Yeah, D Nice did it one night. Mm-hmm.
And then there was this woman just like in the background randomly, just hanging out, and it was fucking hilarious. That's who Autumn thought she was. It was awesome. Anyway, let's keep giving birth. Ashley, let's go all in. Oh no, wait, Grace is here. Grace.
Sound bath. It sound bath.
What is it?
Queen.
No,
okay, so
for real?
I don't, not queen, and I think that the ones that we've had so far have been a little bit light in the ass.
Oh, light in the ass.
No, they weren't.
No.
Can I ask a question? What is a sound bath?
Well, unfortunately, all these things have gotten so trendy now. So a sound bath is supposed to be sound immersion with frequencies of music that's at 428 or 523, which is of your heart or of the planet. And so then you sit in a resonance, and it really impacts your nervous system, your parasympathetic nerve. I'm gonna mess that up. You know what I'm talking about? That one.
Okay, we wouldn't know what it was.
Rural jury.
And then literally you leave with things, blocks and issues and things that have been patterns in your body that disperse.
Amir, where did you find Grace? I don't mean that like a dick. I mean, honestly, where's Grace? Where did we find Grace? I love Grace.
Anyway, I want to make you a sound bath. We'll make you a sound bath.
Yeah.
Wow.
Grace, wait, hold on. Grace, did you buy any of the ancient bowls?
Oh my gosh, not just the bowls. We went to gongs. We have everything.
Oh, you have a gong? How big is it?
No, we got a whole orchestra.
We got gongs, we got chimes, we got
the forks.
We got all of them.
Oh, we have the fine tuning forks too. Yes. What, my whole pregnancy, we would put those on my belly.
Ashley, I want to thank you for validating me right now, because you look at the collective eyeballage. They want to clown me so bad.
No, bro. I'm not clowning you. No. I don't want to clown you. This is just a new level
of Amir.
I just did not know.
A year ago, we did not have.
Listen, this is all I'm going to tell you, Phonte. You know where I was in December of 2018. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She got to do her Zoom now.
Peace, Grace. Peace, Grace.
No, I don't say this lightly. I was on my way out the door.
Straight up.
I was 416 pounds. I was unhappy. I could have had a stroke any day. Like literally
ticking time bomb.
The clearance of my mind and getting therapy and doing all this, like this has changed everything. I highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. And it's not, I know people want to think it's like some granola hippie crunching.
We're getting older.
We can't right now. No, it's I recommend this. I have
to say it's really, and it's impactful. And through my pregnancy, it was really impactful. And I feel like you're really sensitive when you're pregnant. You can feel even more. And Amir, you were probably like just so open and ready for something. And it's also a form of meditation. And if you're not doing any kind of meditation, prayer, whatever it is, you're gonna block yourself from so many blessings. So
rectamundo.
Why not open?
Birth or a hospital birth? What was your birth story? That's always a good.
I did a home birth.
Yeah,
I'm real granola.
This time.
Yo, that's real though. That's real.
Yeah, no painkillers. Pop that sucker out in 6 hours.
In the water?
Was it water? Did y'all do water? Yeah.
You know, we did water. We ended up in the bath, but I was in about 8 different positions. Yeah. And
did Justin get in there with you? Like I saw those.
And there was blood and everything in the water. And
by everything, she means everything else.
Everything. Yeah. No,
it was me, Justin, the midwife, and my doula all in the pool together, right as Isaac popped out. And then we were just all chilling in the water, and I was holding him, and we had a moment. And I looked up at everybody, and I just thanked them because I got to do a home birth. And it was just this incredible experience that I never thought could be just so beautiful. But yeah, it was intense. I was screaming bloody murder. It's the most painful thing I've ever been through in my life.
What was it like for you to see that, Justin? Like how that experience?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that her one of her midwives' name is Kim Sun, and we had a not consultation but a visit with her to her office, and she pulled me aside when Ashley went to the bathroom after a portion of their session. She said, "Look, I need you to understand something," and I tell this to every father. When you see Ashley start to go into labor, understand there is nothing you can do to help her. So get that in your mind right now. Don't try and help. Don't think that you can help. There's nothing you can do. This is her journey.
Men can't do anything.
Yeah.
I was literally in the kitchen cooking when I wasn't called for. So that because they also give the advice that when she's in labor, she wants to smell things that are familiar. And so you have a meal ready.
What'd you make?
Lamb stew. It was delicious.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
Fancy.
Oh, y'all, we love y'all, man.
I'm like, when this show coming out? When this podcast?
Look, man. Y'all need Phonte. I've heard expensive jeans. You got to do something to counter that.
Nah, straight up. Expensive jeans, yeah. Nah, I'm living it. That's real.
Sound bass and everything.
This is great.
Can we all, man? This is awesome. Okay, guys, I have a bunch of college students to graduate. So
Go ahead. We out.
Put them on this.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was so much fun.
Thanks
really.
for letting me crash the party. I apologize.
Justin, I was gonna say, DM me your number, bro. I hit you on IG. Send me the joint.
Do we have Ashley at like the Christmas?
The Christmas. Yeah, I know. We gotta have them both on the Christmas.